Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are digital, so that means you can be watching us at any time. We are Beat Freaks, and my name is Tom. It's great to see you all tonight. If you're watching this live in the chats, make some noise. Let people know that you are here. And today I am joined by an incredible artist, incredible producer. We've got Will in the house. Will, how are you doing?
Hi, Tom. Yeah, I'm great, thanks. I have been enjoying the sun. Not today. Today was a bit...
today was so great.
It was disappointing, right? It was really sad. I went out in my shorts, I had my t-shirt on. It was like the first day when I was dressed. I was like ready for the weather. I was wrong. I was very wrong. Yeah, sad.
Did you do anything in the day, like when I think it was 2 days, wasn't it, when it was sunny? So for those who are watching and not from the UK, we were rewarded with an amazing glimmer of sunshine. This is something that happens in Britain where we get a small window and then it changes dramatically.
It's supposed to snow on Monday in Bristol.
Yes, apparently it's supposed to snow. So yeah, what was your 2 days in the sun like for you?
Nice. I had a bit of work to do, so I woke up early. I was like, I'm getting this as done as possible, as early as possible. So yeah, I got my work out of the way in the morning, got out into the kind of fading sun as it was going, and then yeah, today had the full day and it was kind of grim.
You know what? Me, I was one of those people. You know those memes where you're watching people outside have fun? Yeah, that was me, and it reminded me a lot of my year last year where it was really sunny. I had to make sure to take some breaks, but this time didn't get around to doing it. But yeah, I think I did some shopping, so that was the most I got out of the sun.
Yeah.
Can't have it all.
A brief taste.
Anyone in the chats, why don't you share anything great that you've done in the sun? Hopefully socially responsible, but hey, I'll leave it with you. But yeah, it'd be great to see what has been happening. Now, let's get into it. For those who don't know, this is Poetry Jam. And if you've watched us last month, if you haven't watched us for over a year, or it's the first time we've come, this is an open space. This is a platform where we allow anybody to come on, no matter your background, your experience. We have a lot of first timers here doing spoken word, and we give the platform for you to express yourself through poetry and spoken word. It's unfiltered. So we want to make sure that we're giving people the license to express themselves. You know, it's been a difficult year. Life in general can be tough. It can be amazing. And we want to create a space for people to shout about it as much as they want. So we have some amazing performers coming through. And I'm really, really excited for them. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing a few at a time. And then myself and Will are going to be commenting on them. And it'd be great if you're watching in the comments as well, or if you're watching live, to say what you're feeling about it. If you love it, if you're unsure about, if they're doing great and you want to let them know, this is the place to do that. So definitely do that. Will, I want to ask you, what's your thoughts before we go into this, and what are you looking for some of these acts?
What am I hoping for? I don't really mind. I want to be surprised. So the full breadth. Let's go from, I want something a bit weird. I want something a bit confronting, something that makes me think, something that makes me laugh, anything. I don't really mind. I'm in the audience. I'm going to enjoy all of these. I'm like so sure. So they've got one vote at least. I love them.
Yeah, definitely. Brilliant. Well, listen, let's get into it. Producer, are you ready to play our first video? Let's go.
The new year won't fulfill me until my people are free. Really, it's our people, but in fools' eyes, surely only we feel betrayed, hurt, confused, angry, we kneel. A murderer tried to make a mockery, and Floyd can't breathe. Breonna can't breathe. Brown can't breathe. We can't breathe. Though the racists are getting bolder, us anti-racist youth grow stronger. It's hard to fight racial injustice, but we must try. Would you rather we die? We are now faced with a new disease. Africa is not a testing ground. Stop, please. Press on us. We need some form of release. Police, give us no time to freeze, no time to put our hands up. We make a fist. fighting for the right to exist.
Wow.
What a way to start Poetry Jam. For those who don't know, that is Damira. She featured last month, and this was one that we really wanted to show again, and not in terms of deliberately per se, but wow, look at the timing of that. Well, what's your thoughts?
And that rhythm, like, just really nice flow. I thought, like, the way it just flowed, like really well done, really well done, and so timely. I mean, kind of forever timely, sadly.
Yeah,
in our lifetimes, but hopefully not forever.
Yeah, definitely, and I just agree with what you're saying. Actually, this should always be the forefront of the conversation until it doesn't need to be. But yeah, I just love that. What a really great start to the evening. Right, let's get to the next one. I have no idea what to expect, but yeah, while we're waiting for that one, let us know in the comments what you think about that. But yeah, let's get ready for the second video. Let's go.
These bars surrounding you confine me, confound me. My stars don't define me, our fates aren't intertwined. To disagree, you'd be blind. You might ask what's got me so independent, got me so angry. It's thoughts of those times I was dependent on you, driving, seeing the night skies, vibing, from my watch, see how time flies. 2020 vision in my eyes, but for 2020 I wasn't wise. Time might fly, but that's a flight I can't afford to catch. I'm stuck in the past, no lies, I find it hard to detach. Thinking about all those times we had a blast, all those crazy plans we would hatch. Just a shame I knew it wouldn't last. In hindsight, I knew something wasn't right. But I believed despite, ignored all the fights, ignored all the cold nights. I tried with all my might. In the end, all I can say is it'll be alright. There's no more need to fight, I'm letting go of this kite, I can finally take flight. I got a jet, I no longer want to be in your debt. You're a threat and I can't afford to gamble, cause around you, I tend to ramble. Now my thoughts are clear, ever since I made you disappear. I feel like my life is finding something I can steer. No more strife, my name's one you can't smear. I might hold you dear, but around you, I'm a deer in headlights. Waiting for that collision, that's why I made that decision for our division. Crazy to think of you, I wanted to multiply, create a family. Now subtracting myself after I detected our issues. You might feel rejected, but I felt disconnected. I wasn't expecting my dreams would get neglected, even though yours was something I protected. I don't feel the direction I was being directed was being projected from me. Now I'm driving this car. I don't know where I'm headed. I just know that I don't want to charge it like a ball. No, damn.
Nice.
Ooh. It's so different from one to the other.
Yeah, absolutely. I like he said for 2020 I wasn't wise, and we were just talking about that before, how, like, I mean, none of us were, right, about anything, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I love that. I loved I just really like the wordplay and how consistent it was. Like, it felt definitely a big theme, but also obviously just exploring his own journey. But I really connected with it. It felt almost like he was partly rapping at the same time.
Good storytelling. Good storytelling.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, actually, you just talked about, and we spoke about this just off air, about things that we still never expected to happen a year on.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking about, well, yeah, I just wanted to ask you, is there anything that you just didn't think that you'd be doing that's been amazing, or just that's like, wow, I can't believe I've been doing this?
A digital poetry jam, that's one. These didn't exist before. I think there's been a lot of good stuff, like particularly around access. There's just been a lot of good stuff, right? Everything moving online or some other platform has meant that anyone in the world theoretically can go to the same event, which has always kind of been the case, but it wasn't the norm. So I think that's been a really positive thing. Like, a lot of the work that I've been involved in the last year has been pretty much purely digital. Even if the output's been, you know, live, it's then been shared digitally, and it's just great because you could reach, you know, on your Instagram or whatever, you see, oh, people in Thailand are watching this, or even more locally, like I'm in Birmingham, but people in Scotland are watching us. Like, that's brilliant, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think it's opened our like broaden horizons, if you say that, like in terms of what we think is possible. Like you said, access, and I got the word space as well. We can make space. You know, when you're like, I don't know, like if you've got a parent or someone older and they say, like, no, there's space, don't worry, we can make it work. And you're like, oh no, you can't make it. And they do. And you're like, what? How did you?
Yeah.
Like packing a suitcase kind of thing. And you're like, how did you do that?
And like the Christmas dinner table, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I'd love to hear what's going on in the chat around that as well. I think that would be something that would be, I'd love to see what people learn, because it's always about sharing as well. But yeah, brilliant. Let's go into the next one. I'm excited about this one. Yeah, let's go for it.
This poem is called Nature's Intimacy. A creation of 1,000 forests lie in a single acorn. The largest tree in the world was watered by a single drop of rain. They have the ability to sustain the earth with their roots. They stand tall. They feed entire villages with their fruits. The sea rises to the clouds, and they pour their tears to the ground, and they share their pain with the lonely seed. They photosynthesize. That's nature's intimacy. They love and care in their natural privacy. That's nature's minority. They are each other's priority. The weeds dance and mingle. They entwine and dine with each other's fine green pigments for flesh. They found peace as if it never really left. No, they found peace as if it was whispering their name. They became connected. Love was injected into their roots, no into their veins, no into their roots. They grew from innocent little shoots to plants with leaves. They vowed to never leave each other. But sometimes the sun is covered by the clouds. And the clouds, they come together, lightning and thunder, they create a storm. These newly embedded leaves quiver and scorn each other's touch. But it doesn't take much for them to get past that. The wind calms down, and the clouds begin to clear. There's no more tension in this room, no in the sky. And if you look high, you see the sun beginning to shine. And that's always a good sign, because it means we can continue to grow and continue to show this earth what we're made of, what we're made to do. We can get through anything we want to. They say lightning never strikes the same place twice. That's not the same for rain, or the bad days, them bad ways that will to petal phase. And it's a shame, because once they danced and they swayed in the wind, to the rhythms of the forest, to Mother Nature's energy, and it's incredible how credible she was, because her songs of love would may last a lifetime. And it's a similar lifeline, because sometimes we grow together, but sometimes we grow apart. Accept it, because when you stay together like ivy, it will poison the heart. The bark will become weak and the sap sour to taste. The stronger the love, the deeper the hate. The deeper the roots, the longer it will stay. See, trees are the poems the earth writes across the sky. The ombre of its leaves will show the colours of its broken heart. We are the poems the earth writes across the ground. Our lonely footsteps creates rhythms, creates sounds of our heartbreak. A creation of 1,000 forests lie in a single acorn. The largest tree in the world was watered by a single drop of rain. They have the ability to sustain the earth with their roots. They stand tall. They feed entire villages with their fruits. And the sea rolls to the clouds, and they pour their tears to the ground, and they share their pain with the lonely seed. They photosynthesize. That's nature's intimacy.
Nice.
Man, I feel like I was somewhere else, you know. It's in the moment. You can see, yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, I was going to say, you can see, I clicking quite a lot. If anyone's if that's something that we do, what's something I do, if I find it deep, sometimes I clap just a bit too aggressive, so just the clicks are like, it's deep for me.
Yeah.
I feel that. What was your thoughts?
It was really transporting, wasn't it? Yeah, it really took you with it. There's kind of that background that underneath, and then just, yeah, it was very transporting. Really good.
Yeah, there's something as well when you talk about nature in that kind of way as well. It's so refreshing. I don't know what it does, but I don't know if I felt like I was at a spa or something.
Yeah.
Because my mind just felt so renewed hearing that. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's very right. By the way, if you want to check out some of the artists that we're featuring, or if they're in the chat, check out our social media handles. So that's at Beat Freaks. And yeah, we'll be posting today and the following days just the artists that have been going on. But yeah, that is great. I'm going to check out some things that people said in the comments. So someone said it's beautiful, capital letters, loads of exclamation marks, and I'm with you for that. Wow. People say that the connection is just really great as well. Just how they're connected to the piece. So yeah, keep those comments in. We'd love to hear it. And for those who have performed, I'm sure they'd love to hear your feedback on that as well. But yeah, let's get into the next one.
I fancy myself as a warrior poet, defiantly fighting society's ills and vanquishing villains with lyrical brilliance, skewering foes on the tip of my quill, when really I'm more of a warrior poet, expressing distress at the problems I see, and as much as I wish I could write with some righteousness, most of the time I don't think I succeed. There's a need to address the contemporary zeitgeist, and I try to tackle the topics on trend, but the endless succession of daily depression suggests that this world's too broken to mend. What good is a poem to punish injustice when trust in the heart of humanity dies? Why try to fight back against creeping corruption when honesty's enemies choke it with lies? Is it purely delusion to think that a poet could sway people's spirits with just the right words, as if some combination of miracle syllables might hold the secret to saving the world? There are people who tell me I'm wasting my efforts, that nothing will ever get better than this, that if something is broken, it's broken forever, and that just scraping by is as good as it gets. So should I remain silent, not write about violence, political liars, and government sins? But when I think I should quit, I remind myself this: when good people do nothing, then evil still wins. Yes, the future may seem quite abysmally bleak, and I know that won't change with a few lines of verse, but I'd rather campaign, even if it's in vain, because being resigned to do nothing is worse. It's too easy to stay feeling down and disheartened, repeating the same empty mantras of change, but I won't accept things can just never get better, not while there's a shred of hope left to maintain. So bring me a banner emblazoned with slogans. I'll shout out a poem and join in the march. I'll channel my worries to something artistic and fight with the flames of a warrior's heart. And when all's said and done, I'm still willing to trust that it's not only me who believes in what's right. And I'll keep writing poems promoting our progress and hope I can change some minds, one at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to hear that and repeat a couple of times a day, because
yeah,
that's a mantra. That's literally, that is your daily mantra. It's your life mantra. That is amazing.
Yeah,
I'm lost for words on that one.
That was really good. It just, yeah, like really capturing, I think, like nail on the head for the way a lot of us, particularly creatives, can feel. And that kind of, but then rousing and saying, keep going. Like, what a great message.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I loved how he said at the start about that he considered himself as a warrior, then he turned into a warrior. I think that just speaks to so many people, and how it just feels difficult when you just like fighting that oppression or just standing up for something. And I think that can apply for any single person. I think that's just amazing. And now more than ever, things like that is needed as an encourager, isn't it?
Because you can feel against the tide, but you just got to be like, I guess, sort of like what he was saying, that warrior, that kind of steadfast.
Yeah.
Keep fighting your fight.
Yeah. That was Nathan, by the way, Nathan. So big shout out to you, Nathan. I think that was an updated. He sent me an updated one today. So that was like, I loved it. It was really great. Right choice. We're going to move on to the next one. We are, I think, about halfway through. So we've still got loads more to go through. But I'm just going from different types of themes and rhythms and just metaphors, and my brain's going to be scrambled by the end of this. So fasten your seatbelts, people. We're going to go to our next one right now.
My last term of uni. a time traditionally built around frantically constructing essays and lapping up last-minute socials. Everyone rushing to do what they have to. The future temporarily on the back burner until that last piece of paper is placed in our hands. Our 7-person house is no different. A mix of first-year flatmates, old school friends, new course mates. We're preparing to meet our final deadlines, apply for jobs, take on last-minute masters. If someone had told me that all this would be put on hold, our graduation suspended like an astronaut in space, then I don't think I would have believed them. We lived in a vibrant student house, perhaps covered in mouldy walls, faulty cupboards and leaky sinks, but very much full of life. 7 reasonably healthy and hopefully happy students, and each one of them scared home one by one. An announcement in mid-March. 4 of us left in April, a house of 2 by May. My boyfriend and I supporting each other by trying to slow the erosion of our minds and see beyond the stagnant days of essay writing and exams. Trying to stay fit. Trying to stay sane. Trying to look for a return of normality by the summer. God, we were wrong. But you know what the pandemic is. You know what's happened and all that's been lost. What I want to show you is our little house. I want to welcome you to the student grid and give you a slice of our lockdown. To show you the spontaneous park photo shoots, our determination to stay fit with sweaty hands on rusty iron and uncomfortable stretches, to push to learn skills, to read, write and jump, to plait hair, and to dance freely with flailing limbs and wild faces. And when you're all out of walks, because you've walked and walked, settling down to dinner and a movie in bed. We had to relearn what was fun, how to break up the monotonous days without theatre, parties and friends, making new traditions and celebrations, starting with our video for Mother's Day and followed on by our first lockdown birthday. Luke and I supported each other. We did everything together. I thrive best on plans and activities, and Luke is the sweetest guy you'll ever meet. Always doing something for someone, so he was always doing something for me. We worked as a 2. Our bubble of 2. Then we moved house. And then we met Jack, a proud Cornish citizen, a Tottenham fan, a D&D enthusiast, and someone we barely knew anything about. A stranger in our little bubble, in our strange situation. It could have easily been the worst fit. Support balance was shifted. We were on thunderous waves, hoping that our boat wouldn't flip. You never know with someone new. Our first day together started with a bowl of pasta and a cup of tea. The milkiest cup of tea you could possibly imagine. We laughed and he cringed and we just never stopped laughing, savouring the last of the summer with outdoor events, socially distanced socials and shoddy games of football, weaving into winter with cups of hot chocolate and popcorn-filled movie nights and clumsily performed TikTok dances, finding motivation through delicious rewards and unpleasantly soggy punishments, and reaching for new forms of entertainment beyond the Zoom screen, and finding snowy days and 6-foot snowmen, and cooking. So much cooking. Breads and cakes and tacos and food. Luke once set fire to oven gloves and peeler when trying to make a risotto. All in all, I wouldn't have got through lockdown without them. Luke is my other half and Jack is the friend that I never knew I needed. Whenever things get tough, we're there for each other. If we need a laugh, we know where to find it. Thank you so much for being such great friends, for washing away the stress and replacing it with so many memories I'll keep forever.
Aww. Oh, God. That was a really sweet video. That was really nice.
I think Luke and Jack just responded the way that I would have done in terms of what they said. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go straight to you, Will, first.
Yeah, I mean, it was lovely. I think that is almost like what we all want to do for the people who've been around us and helped us through the storm of the last, 12, 13, however long months. Like, what a love letter. That was just, gorgeous.
Yeah. I want to put that out in the chat now and just ask, who are you thankful for? If you could make a video like this, who would be watching? Because what I really loved it was that the people that Gabby was thanking was watching it. So it's almost a bit of inception, isn't it? Because she's recording, they're watching, and we're watching them watch her.
Yeah.
And the keeps going.
And now people are watching us, watch them, watch you.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I want to see Will, who and then there's not just one person, but who or what organization, anything that you're thankful for over this time, who's seen you through.
I don't know. I guess, it would be the person I lived with throughout that whole first lockdown, my family. It just, like you said earlier, it was just uncharted. And I think having someone I was really lucky in that we both kind of thought about things in the same way. We were both like very communicative. We didn't have any awkward like moments the whole of that first lockdown. And I'm so blessed because I know lots of people did. So it would be my flatmate. It was a good time. I'm
going to say thank you, and it might sound patriarchal, but I'm going to say thank you to Beat Freaks, because I think it's just, in terms of what they've done, they've been really brave. And I remember this time last year, it was just like, we're gonna float, and we're gonna do more than just survive. We're gonna really push for it, and stuck with everybody. It's just been great. So big thanks to the Beat Freaks family and all that. Brilliant. Okay, we're gonna move on. We've got a few more to go, and I'm just gonna give a disclosure for this next one coming. As I said, we keep this space open and it's unfiltered, and we that's because of access. We want to give people access, people spaces who wouldn't normally feel comfortable in other spaces. But that being said, we've got someone who identifies with Tourette's. If you don't know what that is, I won't go into too much detail, but you might hear just some alerts, uncontrollable alerts of just language, quite aggressive language at times, or anything that comes offensive. But I assure you, I know this person very, very well. It is not me by any of the slightest. However, there is an amazing poet within all of that and much more. So I'm really excited to showcase this one coming up. Let's go for it.
$100 needles and a heart pin. Packy putty cake gave me cushion. I'll repeat that, sorry. $100 and needles and a heart-pinned cushion. Old crush marks. New encounter vibrations. Old flesh wounds. New positive me. Old ways back. Old way again. New sewing needle. Old frayed. New sewing needle, old frayed strings. New crush interested, old borrowed feelings. New fine lines, new pin marks, old bled cravings. New target approaches, old heart pin cushion. New red strings. I'm getting back on some smoke around my time. Old heart cushion. New red threads. Old burnt cigarettes. Old interest back. New threads prepared. Old... Sorry. Sorry. Old stitches opened. Old stitches open. New stabbing bag. New history. Old blue threads. New blood dripping. Old wounds stinging. New healing process. Okay. Old feelings back. Old me sometimes. New insecurities drawn. Old flashbacks back. New emotional status. New heart drainage. Old younger me. New adulting perspective. Old same place. Old trapped heart. New ways too. Old coping strategies. These old heartstrings are tired, and so are my cranes worn out. That's it.
Come on, man, give it up for Hannah. She's amazing. Capture and create media since she goes by. Very talented. Will, what do you think?
Like great structure, like really good structure. I really like the back and forth. And again, like good storytelling. Like I feel like it because of the structure, it kind of it took you on a little bit of a journey. Really good, very nice.
I definitely agree with that. Storytelling for me is something that I really loved, and I love just the fact I've seen that she put in the live or watching the live comments. She says she was nervous, but I just love that. Just go anyway. Just go for it, no matter how you're feeling. It's a safe space. Nathan said it, didn't he? In his last poem about actually just going for it. I'm gonna just go for it. I'm gonna be there, and I love that so much. So big credit to you, Hannah, for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, we've got a few more to go. Are you ready for the next one?
I am. Are you?
Before we go into it, how are you finding it so far? Because this is your first time on live. What's your thoughts so far?
It's great. I mean, they've all been so different. Like the breadth of what we've seen has been amazing. Because you couldn't have called it. There's no kind of theme, and that's the theme. Is that it's like kind of big word, rhizomatic. I learned that. Place. And I'm really enjoying it. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, what you have to send me how to spell that word, because
it's got a Z in it and it's RH at the start.
Ooh, wow, word for the day. Right, that people.
Brilliant. Rhizomatic. There you go. I bet I'm saying it wrong. Someone's gonna write in the chat and be like, "That's not a word."
It's all right. I've authorized it, so don't worry. It's all good. Okay, let's get into the next one, and we'll catch up again because I feel like I'm just catching up with you just generally, Will. So I'm gonna start. Let's go.
Let's go.
Studio space turned parkland. Paintbrush, rinsed with bottled water, bleeds greenery. A lent out pencil when one of us forgets, lead sharpened down to a stump. Bikes parked up against the wall, or the bench, or rested easy to the grass. We reconvene connections with a hug of the air. We laugh abstract for the first time in a while. Lend out the extra quid for a takeaway coffee. Anyone got a mask they haven't used? I forgot mine. Conversations turn virtual. Whatever today presents in the tenderest corners of our minds is all welcome here with the kindest of smiles and on-the-spot spotlight songs championing us. A reaching hand from the screen extends. A message. A line of hope. How have you been? I haven't heard. Want me to call? It brings for some the brightest gleam of glitter in the week. A pick-me-up, a word of advice, a home to be found at last. For others, it's the chance to communicate. Gone are 2 hours well spent in our cosy studio, but here is the next best. Because Open Arts is not a studio. It is not a Zoom link, nor a phone number. It is not a rule of 6, meet you there. It is a heart. Sometimes it beats strong and fierce, a handprint of acrylic on a damp towel saying I was here, saying we all were. We all are. Other days, it is soft and subtle as lavender drawn in pastel pencils in the late spring. A constant reminder of the heart, feeding our veins, a collective beat, cleansing and letting this paint stroke pulse be free. Let us turn blessing back to you from time to time. You are the valves of our joyous delve into watercolour tears turned works of art. You are endurance, flexibility, taking change after change on the chin, striding forward despite the wind. It is an inspiration. Thank you. Words can only say so much. Trust that our reciprocated caring extends its paint-marked palm through a screen, across a field, down a line. We are grateful.
That's another one that's just hitting there. This is from Maddie Crease. Maddie, amazing poet, Essex based. You can see her links on the screen already, but I don't know if you figured out it. She's saying a big thank you to Open Arts, which is an amazing community art space in Essex. And I think that applies for everybody at the moment in terms of services that you've used. And maybe just the people that have just helped you get through these times. Will, what did you think of that?
Yeah, great. And I something I thought of when you thanked Beat Freaks, and I think that's what that poem was kind of addressing, is like some organizations stepped up so well during this time, and some didn't, unfortunately. But those that did and really like responded to these uncertain times by trying to give some certainty to, you know, whether it's their employees or whether it's their patrons or whether it's their customers, whatever it was, those companies or organizations that did that, they do deserve our thanks, you know, as representative of the people who made those decisions within those organizations. And yeah, I thought that poem kind of spoke to that idea that some spaces have been incredible and have really helped us, and all the applause.
Yeah, I felt transported in the space as well, because at the start, Manny was talking about being there outside the space, and it was like, have you got a mask that hasn't been used?
Yeah.
Put it back down. I was just like, oh my gosh, I've said these things so many times.
Yeah, she got us there.
I don't know how that felt for people in the chats in the comments as well. Let me know what you think about those. And we're going to move on to our next one. We've got only 3 more to go. Time is ticking, but it's been long, man. It's been a good
Yeah,
40
yeah.
minutes. So I'm enjoying it. Let's go to the next one.
The flesh and the spirit. Man, I just can't take it. This is the daily battle that I'm faced with. Flesh dragging me down to hell. Spirit lifting me up to where the angels dwell. But which one will I choose? Which one will I give my control to? I used to live fully in the flesh. At that time, I was heading straight to the grave because it was to sin I was enslaved, and to the world I was fully engaged. But you see, my testimony allows me to testify that I never felt truly edified until I took a bite out of the bread of life, but sin is still tempting, right? See, I learned about this battle in Romans 7 verse 14 to 25, because even since I gave my life to Jesus Christ, I've still fallen victim to the flesh many times, and I regret it every time. So how does the Spirit conquer the flesh? It's whoever I feed, because whoever I feed will grow stronger. Whoever I feed will be able to fight longer. So let me feed my spirit so I can see my flesh conquered. Let me feed my spirit so I don't see my calling go to squander. Let me feed my spirit so no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Nice. That was really, really great. I love something that I love about Poetry Jam, and something that actually really took me back. Every single one that I've been to, especially live as well, is that it's a space where people can express their truths. I've seen people talk about Christianity. I've heard people talk about their faith, other faiths. I've heard people talk about not just things that they believe in, but who they are. So I love just always hearing that platform.
And it's so great to get all those people and those perspectives together in one room. And I think that's what Poetry Jam does really well, is enable a space where hopefully all of those different people feel safe and feel like willing to shine a light on their view of the world. I think that's really powerful.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I'm just seeing in the comments, I think it's being said that the sound is a bit reverby. So producer, just I don't know, just what we can do about that at all. But thank you just for timing that in. But yeah, we are going to move on. Hopefully the sound improves, and if not, I'm sorry. We're going to do our best. We're going to do our best. Yeah, we've got two more, and yeah, let's go for it.
Rock pools. I was coming out carefully over a Manchester summer, autumn, winter, putting my name down for film or book or dinner clubs, showing up, nervous, making small talk, building it up. Alone in my flat I would bake, then on Sunday afternoon I would stumble across town with a tub of cake, to the village, to a snug pub upstairs room, to share out what I'd made, and try out the creations of bakers who were far more accomplished, but who were also like me, queer, and we would chat and be together. The next weekend I would sit at a long table, several tables in fact, lined up into a noisy train, and eat posh crumpets, drink hot chocolate, and be surrounded by women, usually older, bolder, wiser, brilliant. I would listen to them talk about their lives, work, cars, pets, holidays, and the light would filter in, and I wore my plaid shirt and denim jacket, my starfish necklace, silver, and I would leave feeling so bloody happy to be here, to have stuck around, and I felt I was almost there, at peak me. And then, in March, it all stopped. My mother and I spent my 26th birthday in a restaurant booth, eating pizza, discussing this new virus, trading stories from friends. Panic buying began, but it felt distant, like that would never be me. Until that strange final Thursday at work, like a last day at school, so quiet, with people disappearing into town to grab last-minute things, such as a used bag of truffles because apparently linked with clothing, and so in I went, and I bought 24 red foil eggs, and thought, this is so silly. And then the next day I was ready for work, got a call to say, stay home, and that was the beginning of the loneliness. Walked by the canal, friendships with geese, actually watching the news, getting through all 24 of my chocolate eggs. The new raw fear, clapping from balconies like clockwork above empty streets, setting myself aboard charts like a child just to get through each day. Laundry, hair washed, recycling done. I couldn't see my mum or anyone. But thank God they started to return. Well, they never left, they just sat back and reassessed. Then here we were on Zoom. For Mother's Day, my cousin's baby shower, my family in America. The port friends I used to travel to all over the north are now right here in my home. The boot group I see every other month, I now see thrice weekly. My bakers regrouped. We can't share food, but we can do what is needed, be there for each other. We can quiz, chat, share photos of our creations, give advice on soggy bottoms. And from the crowd of queer women I used to drift in, I found myself in a snug, lovely set of 6. We somehow ended up together and clicked. Every week, tired out from the ever-changing world, I return to them. And there's no revelation, never a coming out. They know who I am, and they're also like that, and that is the reason we met. And that realisation never stopped making me stop, and fill up with such colour and such hope. Summer came, and things changed. Restaurants filled, people filling into bus shelters, laughter ringing. We met in tiny groups, went to Burrs Park in Bury under blazing sun. Hands falling over a heavy silver fish as we guided it back to the river. A bus trundled me through grey rain to a tiny quaint chocolate cafe, where we perused and bought artsy slabs, with honeycomb and sea salt. And it was new normal, and it was so weird and on we floated. I met my mum in the church garden. We admired the blue ceanothus. It was hard when she had to leave, but I had my people on the screen, in the cosmos and completely real. The autumn lockdown was hard, but I had them, and when I had to make the trickiest decision so far, I was supported and advised. I stepped away from the 9 to 5, to be a teacher, a writer, to do what I love and what my soul needs to survive. My friends are always down the phone, always by my side. Life is so full of bad things, and so full of good things, and so full. And those things will keep changing. I don't really know what will happen in a month, or 3 or 6, and I used to be terrified. Now I live in my flat, walk by the canal, watch goslings and cygnets grow. In a year something has shifted in me. Maybe I've grown too, and learnt to understand myself, my quirks, my up and down days. I feel more able to handle change. I sleep better. Every week I have my poets, my book lovers and my wonderful ladies. Every few weeks my bakers. And every now and then I try something new and random, safe in my home. And I know now how to weave a heart from purple macrame cord, how to carve a butternut squash and make a stew, and how to fold a tiny theme from one sheet of paper. Soon I might be meeting my Wednesday night women, my queer family, in the Green Park, and we will be distant, we'll bring our own private picnics, and we will all be different heights, which we know but always forget, because we only ever see each other's heads, and dogs and dance moves. I will see my friends, and I'm so happy. This year has been scary, it has been horrible. The millions of people who are here and are just not here now. It's so hard to understand. The time before was another universe. Imagine I hugged strangers. The city and future opened to me was a huge ocean, chaotic, sprawling. And now it's settled into rock pools that we curate. People we trust to see into our own closed space and life. Those who needed each other have found each other and stayed put, and a year later here we are. I seek out my safe waters. I am gay, I am a poet, I love spiders and geese, and I never apologise, because I'm not in a big, angry, concrete place that squashes me in. One day I might be able to drop into an indie bar, sit and bask in live guitar, or slide coins in my favourite jukebox, the number for Avalon safely stored in my head after all this time. I might cry at a film in the cinema again, in a roar of women like me, whether anyone guess, who knows. For now, we are home. My loves, I can't wait to see you again.
Oh man, I felt like I just watched a movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just about to say it was really like a poetic novel. Like it was the way it was written. It was so descriptive and so involving. Yeah, it really felt like a movie. Like we were a part of something, a part of the story.
I could visualize that. Yeah, I love that. I've got the written copy of that. So really, it was really great. And just, yeah, I don't know what to say about it. There were some things that really stood out for me. There were some great lines. There was something about, I think it was said, there's no coming out, there's no revelations, and something along those lines. Just went
about seeing their friends. And that is a comfort, isn't it? When you are around people that you don't have to, there's no airs or graces, you don't have to do anything, they're your people, they get you, you can relax and be yourself.
Yeah, and just shouting out to some groups that have kept people going, and yeah, I think that's just really, really great. You know, Liz was referring to queer women groups that just kept it going, and it's just amazing to see how friendships are made online, but then they've got a reality of meeting people. I love the idea of that they didn't know what height they were, because when you see, I think that is just so 2020 pandemic kind of spot on. I love that so much. But yeah, big shout out to Elizabeth with that one. Coming to the end, we've got one more. And yeah, it's been really, really good. I just want to say a big thank you. I'm going to do a proper wrap up later, but my head is still spinning from all the stuff that's gone on so far.
So quickly.
It's just been really good. Let's go for the last one, and then we'll just wind down.
Sweet.
What's up? This is called When You're Feeling It. When you're feeling it heavy and everything's hard, and they gave you a horse but you needed a car. When they gave you a rubber band but you needed a rope. Now you're left lamenting, Googling hope. When you drove 100 miles and the road is flooded and you're out of gas, and you spent the day driving in the desert because there was snow on the pass. When you run to catch the bus sees you and drives away, and you wish you could turn your world full of nights into just one day. When your mind feeling like shit makes your body want to quit. When your lack of care and lack of flair makes you scared that others will leave quick. But who could leave this? Such an insecure mess. Every day you wash your sheets because every night you sweat. And it's a patchy sleep you get where you see the morning light. Not because you're first to rise, but because you're still fucked up from last night. And when you say fucked up, you don't mean it in a drunken way. More like just fucked up from the fucked up shit that people do and say. And as you lay awake at night, lamenting in your bed, what's the point of living when everything looks dead? And if you believed in a God, you would pray to it, but you wouldn't know what to say to it. Maybe get me out of my skin, flick the switch, start a new light. Because the last thing you want is for this shit to be goodnight. So you smoke and you drink and you pace the floor, and you look out at the sky hoping that there's more. And you turn to a soul for a glimmer in the eye, but all you see is stone cold, everybody's dry. So you walk out alone into the depths of the night, hoping to find a home before you find the light.
Ooh, wow. What a way to end Poetry Jam. I found it was just a nice, good landing, because it's just so comforting and warm. I mean, I think we're going to go to the voice.
What? People don't sound like that in real life. Fuck it now. Oh, sorry.
Expression. No, yeah. This is Tom War, by the way. So anyone's wondering who that was, it's Tom War. So it's at the War on Tom. At the War on Tom. But we'll share that on our socials Amazing, amazing. And the wordplay itself was really good.
Yeah. Again, that really just took you there. Really good. Loved it.
I think that's the deepest voice I've ever heard, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I think
that's movie trailer voice. That's not that's not a real person. Yeah, that was great. And like you said, the actual poem, I realize I'm just talking about the voice. The actual poem was really good as well, really accomplished. And yeah, it like took you there. It felt like it had character.
Yeah. I mean, we've come to the end. What's been some standout moments for you? I mean, everybody was amazing. That's just the thing. Has there been anything that's really stood out for yourself?
I don't know. I mean, my mind's on the last few because they're the ones that are most recent, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, that long form poem that we heard, I think was beautiful. And I think could even be extended even further. That kind of like, yeah, poetry, like almost novel. Like it was beautiful to listen to. And Tom Moore, I mean, I'm absolutely going to go look him up after this because I want to hear more from him as well.
Well, hopefully you see a lot more of these amazing artists going forward. Just want to say a big thank you to everybody that's watched live with us and anyone that is watching currently at the moment. Just want to say a big thank you to our artists. You have been amazing. I've definitely felt it's been so intimate tonight. Like, I'm gonna have to reflect on my life after this because my brain's just like, whoa. And yeah, just thank you to yourself, Will, as well. It's been so good having you. We're gonna have to get you back in sometime.
Yeah. I mean, I absolutely want to. I was blown away. They were all so good and so like what a rainbow of experience. Like they really just took us in all different directions, but kind of all around this idea of the moment and what that means to each of them individually. It was great.
See, there you go. You should be.
I'll be in the next one. I'll be on the other side. You'll be talking about.
Hey, okay, we'll see. Well, listen, everybody, thank you so much. And if you haven't followed us already, check us out on our socials. It's at Beat Freaks, and we exist to give platforms to young voices. And Poach Jam is open for everybody. So if you're interested in signing up, get in touch with me. Hopefully we'll put it in the comments right now, or just follow Beat Freaks for more information. Our next one is the first Thursday of the month. I believe it is the 7th or the 6th of May. So I'm really looking forward to that one, 6th of May. So yeah, if you want to get something, follow us at Beat Freaks and you find out a lot more. But enough said. If you're watching this live, enjoy your weekend as it comes into the break. And yeah, we'll see you very soon.
Cheers, Tom. Bye, everyone. Enjoy.